Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dawn of Man. This is a game I'm quite familiar with as I have spent well over 100 hours on it. But you'll notice something. Continental Dawn? Done. Ancient Warriors? Done. The Northlands? It's time to finish what I started. Let's do this. Alright, so let's see. Access to fish is going to be our priority for that early start because the winters in this version are the longest, which makes preserved food the primary goal. So we'll pick North River, and hopefully that'll keep us alive. You know what? Let's change the name too. Nebula. That'll do it. Alright, and now loading screen. We wait, and we wait. A little bit more. Almost there. And ba-ba-da-ba. Let the games begin. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, we're on a river. Good start, good start. And let's see, we have 2 houses. Got plenty of rocks, always important. And let's see who we got here. Let's see, we have an adult, 2 more adults, 2 children, an old man, and yeah, that's a great start to get a population rolling on. Let's hope for the best. We're holding the torch for all humanity here, but we can do it. So first things first, fish, and as many fish as we can get our hands on, because this game does not start you off easy. You see, for as much as I love this game, getting the ball rolling is the hardest part. It's sort of like with Spore. Everyone has those stages they absolutely love. Like my favorite stage on this one, as you're going to see, is the Neolithic stage. Just because, you know, who doesn't love grain? And, alright. So now that we have our fishing set up, let's go ahead and get the other resources we need. Building materials, more food for when that's in season. You know, the typical works. Ooh, and flint. Gotta have flint. Because as we all know, if you don't have flint, archaeologists will laugh at you for only using rocks. Alright, how many people should I have on this? Let's go ahead and put 3, and it's never a bad idea to have a good stockpile. Because unfortunately, the wooden tools you start out with just are awful. And that's kind of the point. This is about a story of human development. It's not really about starting off from level 3. Although, one joke I've always made about humanity and our development is people like to complain about what we've done and how and our effects on the world. Let's be real, given our spawn point, we had to do a lot of modding to get to where we are today. Like, if you think about it, we had to develop metal to compensate for the fact that we don't have great tools that are just attached to our body, like claws or fangs. Following that, we had to literally find a way to master fire. You know, that thing that there are still people on the planet that haven't figured out. But that's neither here nor there. So let's see, what else do we need? What else? You know, while I'm trying to figure this out on the back burner of my mind, one thing I've always loved about prehistoric history is it's just sort of a complete hodgepodge. You can basically do anything you want. You can just throw whatever thing at the wall and hope that it sticks, because we have just infinitesimally small amounts of resources of what actually was going on. Because let's be real, I think when it comes to Neanderthal bones, I think we have maybe what equals up to a dozen skeletons, just because Europe has been the most heavily archaeologically searched. For Denisovans, I think we have a finger bone. And if not, at one point, all we had was a finger bone. And even when it comes to the earliest Homo sapiens, you know, going back to Homo erectus, we were not doing great. We do not have a lot of information on any of that. It really wasn't until humanity stopped being nomadic that they actually started leaving enough stuff behind consistently we could start putting the pieces together. And even then, we still haven't figured out a lot of stuff. Like, until we translate the Indus language, we're not going to get that far. So that's part of the reason why I love this game. You just sort of make the story for yourself, and that's always fun. Also, one thing I love about this game is the migrant mechanic, purely based on the fact that it would be very concerning if these 6 people were responsible for siring the entirety of this branch of humanity. Like, don't get me wrong, I have complete faith in them, but it's going to be a long odds there. Like, I've seen the hills have eyes. I have no intention of letting inbreeding be what stops humanity in this case. All right, we got people gathering our flint. Very important. Wait. Wait, I forgot. Dang, you can't actually use flint this early in the game. You have to use your knowledge points, that little icon in the corner over there next to the work of 30-something people. All right, let's see who... Oh, good boy, we're getting our dry stand up. Although, I'm going to be real, I have no idea how they cut those sticks or where they got the fiber or how they're going to make that happen. But hey, you take what you can get. That's the point of a game. It doesn't have to be a one-in, one-out outcome. It has to actually have some fun to it. And I'll be real, if I had to put down another banner to gather fiber, it would be exhausting. Oh, sweet, 10 sticks. That'll be enough to keep us from freezing in the hostile winters. And we got our crafter going up. That's good, that's good. Do you know what's the one thing I've always found sort of bizarre? It's that if we look at human migration patterns out of Africa into Eurasia, and then supposedly there's only 7 families that managed to make it to the Americas, and over the course of about 700 years, they managed to colonize from Alaska all the way down to Argentina. Just hoping for the best. It's kind of a miracle they didn't end up more stunted. Instead, they were perfectly functional Homo sapiens. Ah, the biface. The classic tool. The OG of the OGs. Although I'm not going to lie, I don't think humans made the first biface. Like, I guarantee you at some point some Homo erectus was just sort of milling about the rocks and was like, wait, this rock has an edge on it. This is so much easier than just smashing things. And on top of that, Kevin's been giving me the eye, so with this, I no longer have to hit him with a rock. I can just stab him. That's so much more energy efficient, guys. We're on the next level here. At least, that's how I imagine those early formative years of humanity. Ooh, megalith. Always fun. See, what I love about megaliths is just how much fun it is to confuse archaeologists. It's like with Stonehenge. They're still trying to add more content to it. It's like, no, it's a solar calendar that was made using the accumulative resources of the entire region. It's not that hard to figure out. Let's see, mammoth. If I had 6 people to spare, I would totally nail you. It's not like they'll ever go extinct. You know, fun fact about mammoth, though, there was actually quite a variety of dwarf mammoths. If you actually go down to the Flores Islands, I think they're called the Flores Islands, in Indonesia, you actually find archaeological evidence of dwarf elephants and a relatively shorter member of the branch of hominids. So, you know, basically our cousins on the evolutionary tree. Actually, they're usually just called hobbits, but I'll be real. I think they're a little bit too far north for that to be a relevant claim. On top of that, if I remember right, there were some islands in the far north, I think almost in Russia. Well, not almost in Russia. Anything that far north is basically Russia. Where there was also some dwarf elephants that existed during the time period when they were getting the pyramids put together. So, yeah, I thought that was originally a lie, but I actually did some research into that, and if someone says that, it's actually true. I was surprised. Let's see, it's winter and we have no fuel for the fires. That's problematic. But this is what happens when you don't keep people at work 200% above what they're supposed to. Alright, now what's next? My head says dogs, but my heart says food. And unfortunately, we're going to have to go with food because it's going to be a long winter for this entire playthrough. Although the tools might be useful, but we can make it work for a while. It's too late now. All right, let's set up some drying racks. Let's put these fish to work. Perfect. Right next to our rock pile. Who knows, we may even discover salt. That's also another mechanic that needs to be in games like this. Because I'm going to be real, salt was kind of what allowed for humans to start being a lot more prepared for the winter months. Especially when the Ice Age was finally over and you could no longer depend on it being constantly below freezing 90% of the time. Let's see, do we have any animals? We're running really low on hides. Like, we got fish, but there's just no animals that I trust my people to hunt with wooden sticks. Let's see, cave bear, too dangerous. And unfortunately, if you attack a cub, the mama bear will come after you, so nothing new. Let's see, anything else? Anything else? No, that reindeer's way too far away. What else? What else? Well, we have to have them doing something. They're only at 160% capacity of their labor. So I guess we'll just, I don't know, set up more gathering for when spring finally comes. Get some calcium in their diet. Another thing I've always found weird is a lot of people talk about how humans were domesticated by wheat. I'm going to be real with you. We would have never stayed in one place long enough to actually develop the resources we have as a species now had we not had a relatively dependable source of calories. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against nomadic lifestyle. Let's be real. The Mongols literally 1v1'd the entire world and somehow won. So I can't really rag on nomads too much, but I'm going to be real. I feel like we've made a lot more cool stuff as a settled society than we have as nomadics. But who knows? Let's see. Still stuck with sticks, and we don't have enough knowledge points to get better tools yet. Let's see. Ooh, look at those fish. That's going to be what keeps us alive, folks. That's going to be what keeps us going. So that's kind of the hard part when you get started. You don't really know what to do. You don't really have a lot of Whoa, what are you? Why, hello there. Aren't you a handsome specimen? You would literally feed our entire village for months. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of people to spare, and I don't have any extra houses to attract migrants, so we are going to just leave you alone. For now. But sooner or later, we will hunt you to extinction. We can't have you with your freakishly large horn, and that's really the only thing I can say about you. That's literally 90% of your personality. Let's see. Okay, that's what I thought. Sooner or later, we're going to have to hunt these guys to extinction. All right, perfect. Is there no goats around here? Is there no sheep? Like, I literally have cave hyenas, megafauna. I guarantee you there's probably some cougars in these mountains somewhere. I'm surrounded by danger. Like, this is why I said fish were going to be our primary priority. Because let's be real, without fish right now, we would be starving. Like, without fish right now, these 6 people would be done. Although I really want more hides, so I have to at least try. Okay, and they managed to literally barely nick it with a singular spear. Good work, guys. Good work. Okay. With how fast that guy's moving, we are not going to catch him, so let's just go ahead and cancel that. There's got to be something around here we actually have the resources to hunt. There's got to be something. Unfortunately, all of our people are tired and armed with crudely sharpened sticks. See, that's another reason why stones are so important and why it's considered the Stone Age, even though wood was probably more commonly used. At least at the very start, because wood doesn't preserve well, no matter how hard you try. Sooner or later, it's going to get wet, and the moment it gets wet, it just starts rotting from the inside out. Sort of like me. But that's another matter. See some wild horses over there, some bears. I'd really wish I could get those antlers, but unfortunately that's just not going to work, so we're going to have to stick with the organic alternative of human skulls. I have to check it next time I'm over there to actually see what status our skulls actually are. So when you think about it, the skull post has 4 skulls on it. That's well over half the population. I just wonder where they nabbed those. Okay, a reindeer? Ooh, this might actually be what we need. All right, let's give it a whirl. Let's see if someone can actually get lucky. They're not going to get lucky. At this stage in the game, you pretty much just ride off fish until you can get better tools. But that's why the fast forward section exists, which is very helpful for all of us. Okay, sooner or later those cave lions are going to attack us. I can feel it. You know, in one of the early patches for this game, when they added this playstyle and with it the cave hyenas, they had to change it because due to something with the programming, the moment the cave hyenas spawned onto the map, they would immediately go to your settlement and just start wrecking people. Like, you would lose half your population to a rogue cave hyena attack every other week. It was, it took some of the fun out of it, I'm not going to lie. It complicated the matter. Wait, what? Okay, whew. Thought it was coming after him. I can feel it. Sooner or later, the opportunity is going to come around. Sooner or later, there's going to be a dead animal somewhere we can get some hide off of, or some extra meat, or maybe some bones so we can finally finish our one item of spirituality in this nonsense. Early religion, that must have been a nightmare to try to figure out. Because you imagine the rules at the time period had to be very, very, very fast and loose. Dang it, the deer's gone. Then again, I shouldn't be surprised. Because I feel like the earliest form of spirituality was just the acknowledgement that someone you knew does not exist anymore, and you needed to somehow rationalize that in your mind. Wait. Could death be my friend today? When I swing back over there, I'm going to have to find out. Because if those are just some corpses, you actually can loot those, and in an ideal world, that will at least get you something. Because unfortunately, my odds of finding some hunted prey are not great. Because everything is either a megafauna or a predator. And I'm just not willing to play those odds right now. Come on. Nope. Just a bunch of out-of-season stuff. Just keep fast-forwarding. Collect as much fruit as you can. Delectable 2-dimensional pears. Much less calories than that 3-dimensional pear nonsense. On top of that, they also, 3-dimensional pears go right to my hips, and that's just not okay. We also have some berry pickers. They're going to be doing their thing. That's one thing. I've always loved how this generated, just because there's not really any massive flat spots that make everything easier. Like, this entire little valley we're in is eventually going to get filled with settlement by the end of this. And I'm probably going to have to build a couple bridges across the river to the other singular flat spots so that I can have enough fields to feed all of these people. Because even if they're only going to live till 30 and half of their children won't make it to adulthood, you still got to try. See, they're still there? Okay, Ooh. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and get these guys butchered. Looks like we get to have dinner delivered today. back to 4 times speed, and let's wait until we have enough resources to actually do something. It looks like the cave bears and the cave hyenas decided to have a cave fight in the cave, and now it looks like all of them have to go back into the cave forever. That's another thing I've always found weird about the stereotype about cavemen being dumb. They were doing their best, people. Like, let's be real. Benjamin Franklin was one of the smartest people of his time period. Dude didn't know where crabs came from. Like, he wrote extensively on the fact he didn't know where crabs came from, and it drove him crazy. Like, when he was going across the Atlantic back to England, and then to America, and then to France, like, he was constantly trying to figure out where crabs came from. And it eluded him to his death, and that's something that haunted him. Wait, no, dang it. Why have you chosen to attack me? I just ignored you. At the very least, we need to get the injured one out of vengeance. Wait, are these two going after? Really? You attack the old guy? That's the problem. That's why there's no more cave lions, people. They have no respect for the elderly. Even though, in this time period, elderly is 30. Man, Social Security must have been a dream come true back then. Because now you have to wait till 65, and that's, in my opinion, way too early. Because no one wants to die anymore. Everyone just keeps lingering on. Do we lose some? Alright, well, congratulations. We lost the other female in our tribe, so, yeah, good luck to us now. Okay, bone tools, perfect. At the very least, now we can fight back. Because, bone is arguably better than wood. Well, most wood. I'm not going to lie. Comparing a fine mahogany to human bone is just a disservice to the bone. But now I can finally build another house. And with that, we can actually get some more population to compensate for the fact that it's only 5 of us. There's enough of us for exactly one side of a basketball game. So ideally, we'll have to 10. At that point, we just have to develop the hoop, and a ball, and rubber manufacturing, and a team, and then stadium. Do you know what? Never mind. We're going to skip basketball. That's not going to be part of this. Let's see. Where else? Like, that's the thing. Is these early stages are boring when you're only trying to keep track of 5 people. Okay, at least, the very least, we're going to have a lot of hide, which is very important to get houses and storage built. But we also are trying to do the work of, let's see, 300% of 5, that's 15, I believe. But hey, we can finally finish our skull totem. We've only lost 1 person. Where do we get the other 3 skulls? Oh, no, that's not the story. And cave lion attack. Again. I haven't even had to hunt for this first year because the animals just come to me. Although humans are just really bad prey. Like, we don't store nutrients in our flesh the same way other creatures do. Like us, every time we have a surplus, we just urinate it out. And is this cave lion going to attack us, or are you just going to leave? Leave in peace. Please, just leave. Leave in peace. You don't want to start stuff with us again, please. We're going to wipe out your species sooner or later, but for the time being, I ask for peace, if only for a little while. Yep, and sooner or later we'll actually have the resources to try to domesticate grain, which is going to be fun. Gruel. The most important invention of humanity. You get all those good B and C vitamins and the slight amount of protein and dietary fiber along with the complex carbohydrates a whole grain provides. Delectable. Let's see. Beyond that, it appears we're actually finally getting the ball rolling here. We're back up to 6 people, which is always comforting. We have enough hide that we'll actually have enough warm clothes for those 6 people. Ooh, and we got another knowledge point. We are trucking right along. I'm debating what we should do with our next round of knowledge points. Because in my mind, I really want to get dogs, but part of me feels like we should probably have leather. But then again, if we have dogs, we can hunt more, which that'll at least get us some of those sweet, sweet knowledge points. Because every time you mercilessly slaughter a new animal for sustenance, you gain an extra point. Wait, migrants? Migrants? Ah, dang it, traitors. Well, who knows? They might have something of value. All right, what do you have? All right, food. Food's always a good thing to have. Let's see. What do I have to spare? Okay, at the very least, I can get rid of the wooden spear. That way they stop using it. And that should give me some peas. Gotta have peas, you know. Great nitrogen fixer. Makes a good pudding. And it's green, so it's nature. Another one? Just... At this point, you're driving yourself to extinction. When will you learn? When is enough enough? Why can you not just be at peace with the fact that humans are here? Now I have to build another drying rack just because you guys keep running at me. I'm doing my best here. And just these cave lions, man. No respect. Anyway, wonder what they're building. Hopefully some better spears, because hopefully we can go on the offensive soon. Finally. Another hut. And another... Okay, it's a cave hyena this time. That's better. I think. At the very least, it's an extra knowledge point, and I'll take that. But soon we'll have an actual hut. And with 9 people, we'll have roughly the genetic diversity of Tasmania. All 15 people there are going to be thrilled. Hopefully when we have more people, we don't have to worry about the workload outpacing us so badly. Though I don't have high hopes. Because let's be real, the moment we start melting metal, we have to actually start having things, and things like this storage hut are going to be far more valuable. Am I the only one that's amazed that we live in a world with such a ludicrous amount of stuff that self-storage is just this massive enterprise? I'm just saying, in first world countries, to my understanding, all of them have self-storage. I have never heard of even the concept of a self-storage unit like we have here in any nation that's dealing with any level of adversity where scarcity is the norm. And I don't know, maybe that's just me being ignorant to the world, but I find that bizarre to have that much stuff. And most of it, most people don't even remember. A lot of it people don't care about. Okay, good, the stick's regenerated. You know, for all of that storage space that I just railed on for no apparent reason. Dang it, we lost our berries and pears. But on the bright side, who knows? This might be how alcohol was discovered. I think if I remember right, historically speaking, that actually was how alcohol was discovered. They just had some fruit in a bag and it just fermented on them. I think there's even some theories that when we were still monkeys, we managed to just leave berries on the bush long enough that they would ferment. So I don't really think this particular colony discovered it, but who knows? They might just get some evolution up in here. Because as we all know, if you ain't drinking, you have a very poor social life, and unfortunately, those who don't drink to forget, unfortunately, are forced to remember. My own personal problems aside, I'd say this is, we're about getting to the end for today. We're making good progress. We've managed to finally put a lot of pieces together. And, yeah, I think we're almost good. We're almost good for this one. I kind of want to wait until we at least finish the storage hut. You know, for that immense surplus all 9 of us have. Yeah, so maybe I should build another fire pit, because those two looked so happy together. Wait, yes, our first milestone. Okay, now we got a good spot to end this. Protein hoarding. 1 down, 9 to go. and then I can finally be at peace. Well, as always, thank you for your time. I'm glad I got to hang with you guys for a little bit, and I will see you next time. All right, peace out.